Morning, everybody. My name is Chris Robinson. I'm a graduate of the Volunteers of America Reno Works program. My story is a little different from many who stay in the VOA family shelter because I'm a single dad raising my 3.5-year-old son, Tristan. I was just a little younger than Tristan when I was adopted with my older brother David into a family of 3 other children. I never knew my birth parents or why we were given up for adoption. I did grow up with loving and supportive parents. It takes a lot to love to raise 5 kids. Most of my childhood was pretty normal. I played baseball, wrestled, and graduated from high school. I worked as a police cadet for 3 years. I planned to go into law enforcement. But things started going downhill in my 20s. Being adopted sometimes made me feel like I didn't always fit in. I needed to belong. So when David, my older brother, started getting into drugs, so did I. From there, I got into the wrong crowd. I started doing stupid, petty theft stuff and was in and out of county jail for most of my 20s. I was given chances, but I just kept screwing up. I ended up spending 17 months in prison for continued petty theft and drug use and was released when I was 30 years old. My life started to take a turn after I found out that my ex-girlfriend was pregnant. However, this is not a storybook pregnancy. My girlfriend had been using drugs throughout her pregnancy, and when she delivered Tristan, she tested positive. Unfortunately, all 3 of us did. Tristan's mom lost custody, and Child Protective Services transported Tristan to the NICU unit, where he went through drug withdrawals. I spent 5 days in the hospital with him. I fed him, I held him, and I experienced the true love for a child. Tristan was released from the hospital to his maternal grandfather, and I started the work I needed to do for CPS to grant me custody of my son. I went to a 3-month drug rehab and then to a halfway house for another 6 months, all the time visiting and bonding with my son. I was motivated to be the father my son needed. While I was in the halfway house, I was hit with a real blow. I learned that Tristan was not my biological child. I was flooded with a bunch of emotions. I was hurt, I was angry, and I started questioning myself. But the strongest emotion I felt was the bond I had developed with my son. Yes, in my heart, I felt he was my son. Family isn't defined by who gives birth to you, but who loves you unconditionally. My parents taught me that. The blessing here is that I was named on the birth certificate as his father, therefore just another sign that I was meant to be his father. I would not abandon him. So many people helped me through the process, and within 1 year I gained full custody of Tristan. However, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and when my truck got towed for parking in a no parking zone, I lost my transportation and then my job. This is how we found our way into the Volunteers of America family shelter, and when things started to get better. In 2016, while staying at the family shelter, I was accepted into the Reno Works program. Being part of this program and working with everyone involved really changed my life. Reno Works not only taught me some basic life skills, employment training, financial responsibility, it helped me build my self-confidence and showed me that there are people who really do care. One of the projects our class did for the city of Reno was to paint the parking garage at the Cal Neva. I remember the day when city council member Miss Jardin came down and painted with us. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. We really aren't in this alone. Darren Hines, who oversees the VOA Reno Works program, was an amazing mentor to me. I could talk to him about anything without fear of being judged. He always had an encouraging word for everyone in the program. Darren always kept us focused on the end game and provided the blueprint for a better future. I met other wonderful people at the VOA as well. Laura was my case manager, and she was instrumental in providing guidance and kept me from repeating some of the same mistakes I made in the past. Jessica and Jamie helped me with employment training and housing. I have been out of the VOA program for over a year now. Tristan and I have a small place downtown. My first job was at Tesla doing electrical work, a job I got while I was in the Reno Works program. However, being a single dad, the hours conflicted with Tristan's daycare, so I've been working on and off trying to find a permanent 8 to 5. I will always remember my time at Volunteers of America as a turning point in my life. It used to be all about me, but when you have a 3.5-year-old, it's all about them. Tristan is my world. Raising a kid is the best feeling in the world. He is teaching me to be responsible, and I can be the father that he can look up to. Because of Volunteers of America and people like you who care, Tristan and I have a strong foundation. It is one that we can build on. Thank you all of you for showing up this morning. Good morning, Tristan. Come on, son.